The weirdest thing is seeing yourself documented as a 21-year-old. You know, I think that, you know, all those years that you go past, you know, in any other life you can pretty much forget them or reinvent them in your head to be what you want them to be, you know. When you've seen yourself either in film or in music, you know, there's no escaping from that. And in some ways that's a kind of a freedom, because whereas there are things that, you know, you used to feel embarrassed about or wished you could have changed, instead you come to a place where you just accept it. It's been a whole learning curve, you know, that you couldn't be who you are or got where you were without those, you know, those little four paths, you know. I think it was the last time of kind of invention, really, you know. There was also a bit more kind of honest glamour in some ways, a glamour that was a bit crap. It was, you know, that we all looked a little bit rubbish and a little bit eccentric, but that all those mistakes were of our own making, as opposed to the fact that you have a stylist or a designer that describes the look for the year. You know, I think you got a greater sense of personality then than you do now, and it wasn't quite so led by the hip police, do you know what I mean? And I think that's kind of tiresome. I think that, you know, that everybody being the same and following a set of rules for fitting in is incredibly tiresome. I haven't had one specific kind of band for 25 years. You know, every one of my albums has had a different sound, has had a different producer be involved in it, and so, you know, there's a real mishmash of production values across those 25 years. So it was about finding a sound that could bring in all of those songs without trying to relay them in some kind of horrible pastiche, making them some pastiche themselves, or, you know, it was about bringing them in and finding a sound where they could all sit comfortably together in a way that was relevant for me today. So, you know, I have chosen songs from over 25 years with a little tight organic band and had to re-look at some of those songs. I didn't imagine I'd have 1 year in the music industry, you know, and maybe that's saved me from myself, you know, the fact that I didn't have some kind of a torrid ambition that was going to scar me for life when it wasn't going to come my way. Everything that's ever happened I see as a blessing, do you know what I mean? It's just as a lovely surprise, and I've never counted on it, and I've never expected it to stay, and it's just been kind of dogged, and I don't entirely understand why.